going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, and we are here at Blackpool Pleasure Beach for our first visit of the year. Of all the parks that we go to from this year, this is the one I've been most anticipated for. Not only just for the brand new ride for 2026 in Aviktas, but also just to get back on some of those favourite rides, but also still experience some new ones. Now, we're staying at the Boulevard Hotel for this trip, and we've been able to give them VIP access. Queued up first thing, we went straight over to Icon here, the Mack roller coaster, built in 2018, and what an absolute joy experience it was. Getting towards the back row on this one, and it's still got plenty of great whip over it as you go over that airtime hill. Lovely bits of elements of pocket and airtime as you go around the zippy corners, and also not to mention the two enamel that you go around through on the ride. Really great experience. I waited about only 5 minutes on it. Again, we were pretty much first ones on the ride for it, literally on the first train even. So we got on that pretty speedily, but let's go and see what else we can get up to. If you're going to enjoy this vlog, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and let's get on with it.
With both hands at all times. The ride is about to start.
Just taking in a ride then on Nickelodeon Street, the wooden roller coaster located in the Nickelodeon land. Two kids woody roller coasters here. The first wooden roller coaster of Blackpool Pleasure Beach I've gotten to experience on this trip. And it was okay. I mean, it was about advertised 10-minute queue. We actually waited about 20 minutes. About sat in the front car, about row 3, and it was all right. It was mainly just mostly just a bunch of bunny hops going over. Theming wise, you know, there's not particularly much to it. The bright orange track as well. A little bit of a rattle, but for the most part, a nice, easy way to get into the wooden roller coasters here, and just generally a little bit more of intensity. So I think what we're going to do now is probably make our way over towards the big one / that area, or even Blue Fly maybe, see what's going on there, and have a see what queue times are like, because it is pretty busy. School trips are full in effect. We've seen a few rides holding still not open, like the big one, Infusion. I know Aviktas has gone down for a holding and Icon, so it'll be interesting to see what we get up to next. Oh, Blue Fly's literally right there. Okay, so we took in a quick 5-minute ride on Blue Flyer. Not the most comfiest of rides, literally no leg room at all. Honestly, I was absolutely scared for my life that my knees were going to be crushed like a pancake. And then we waited over an hour for the big one, the hyper coaster with attitude. We waited and we got on the back row, and I've got to say, firstly, what an experience to go on it. You know, waited on it for the last trip for quite a while, only to not get the experience. However, to now get it, admittedly, yeah, an hour's wait wasn't ideal with the heat, but the queue was still moving. Back row though, wow, what an absolute experience. Coming over that hill for that first drop, it's just something else entirely. The rest of the ride, I can't say the same. Pretty rattly and rough, very lot of bashes, especially towards the second half of the ride experience, actually coming into the mid-course brake run. Still a very good ride though, I'm very glad I did it. I'd love to try and get a front row ride experience at some point in my life. But yeah, I'm still glad we actually got to do it. In terms of queue line wise though, a lot of stuff is looking at 60 minutes. We're still waiting for Valhalla to see if that's going to open today. Grand National's closed, but stuff like Aviktas, the big one itself, and Icon are facing around 60 minutes. So I might go have a look around, see if there's anything with a pretty short, decent queue, maybe something in Nickelodeon land, or even just wait out for Aviktas, but we'll go and see what it is. But the big one, very glad I did it. However, I would not fancy sitting on back row any longer, no more time soon.
Yeah, just take 2 minutes out. Yeah, just 2 minutes out.
Well, what an interesting turn of events it's been for the last few hours here at our visit at Blackpool Pleasure Beach. Obviously, from recording, we did finish off on the big one. Said we was going to go do a few more things. It kind of went a little bit scatterplan, but ultimately we still got on the one ride that we wanted to do on Aviktas here. So after the big one, we did take a little bit of a break just to cool down from the heat and also have some food. And then we went on a big dipper, which, I mean, there's white knuckle and then there's literally almost injuring your partner because of your broad shoulders. I do apologise for that. Absolutely rough. I can understand it, and I kind of like the idea of that old sort of wooden roller coaster, but for me that's just way too rough, way too intense. And then we came over to the main event, and ultimately one of the main reasons for coming to Pleasure Beach this time round was to experience Aviktas, the brand new addition for 2026. The Intamin Gyro Swing, similar to the likes of Leesburg that you would find over there, low-key. Also from a UK standpoint, similar rides like Psychonator, Vortex, Maelstrom as well at Drayton Manor. Similar type of rides, but obviously this going nearly 130 feet in the air as well. Now, what can I say about the overall experience? In terms of the ride itself, it was an absolutely joyful experience. That much so, I was a little bit scared at first just because of how high and intense it was going to be. About pocketiness of air time, the overall view that you get, whether you're going upside down pretty much, or just looking over towards the promenade. It was a really nice set piece and a view chip to see there. The overall experience and the theming itself around the ride, it's not bad. I like the overall setup for it. It's going with that modernistic style, similar to the likes of Icon over there. But I just think it could be a little bit better on the theming side of things. We did have one ride. We decided to wait around to go see Launchpad, and then we came back for a second ride. We were literally in the station, ready to go, and then they ultimately ceased operation for the day, which I think was a little bit scummy. I think in our opinion, again, it could have been...
It went down multiple times throughout the day.
Yeah.
The way it went down at the end was just
Within that last
different.
hour, it'd been down multiple times. Prior to it, it'd been down for like 2-3 hours, and ultimately, once we did get on the ride, it was a little bit questionable in that last instance because we were literally in the station and they just said they ceased operation due to a technical delay, which was a little bit disappointing. I mean, still thankful to even get one ride on it. I just think that last second ride kind of left a bit of a sour note on it, really, in terms of the overall experience. I would have liked a second ride because I think really there's potential there to have been my favourite flat ride. However, I think I'm still going to remain loyal to Toxicare Alton Towers. I just think overall the intensity that brings, plus the overall theming around it, I think it makes up a little bit more than what I've seen of Aviktas today. You know, I can't really judge it on one ride.
And they let you finish your time in the queue.
And they let you finish your time in the queue, unlike this, you know, which I was literally saying, if the chances are we was going to get sent to another ride, then who knows, but, well, that's Pleasure Beach for
and
you.
no one even spoke to us
No one even spoke to us.
at the
Oh
front.
dear, there was a lack of sympathy and care. Overall then, from our visit of Blackpool Pleasure Beach today, it's nice to come back here. It's been very sunny, very warm. There's been a lot of times sweating, which hasn't been ideal. But for me, there were two big highlights of today. A, getting on the big one and getting to experience that. Yes, it was a little bit rough, but still a back row ride and that, and ultimately even getting on it, still a great moment for me. Icon back row as well to start off the day. That was really nice, first train of the day. We've also got then the ride on Aviktas as well. Like I said, it would have been probably my favourite flat ride because we only got the one ride and that experience at the end. Just a little bit shambolic. Jade, what was your favourite part of the day?
I really liked Icon back row. I liked Aviktas. I liked Ish, big one back row. And I really enjoyed... I'm trying to think what else we really enjoyed. There was something else we said was really good.
Icon, big one. Nickelodeon Shriek, Blue Flyer.
No, maybe there isn't there.
Maybe that was it. In terms of the two visits that we've had at this park, what would you make of the overall feeling from it, from a working standpoint, and then also just in general?
We've not really had good luck, have we?
No, operationally today, I know it's been like it for the last few days, and bear in mind, you know, we're in the peak of summer, it's going to be warm, we've also got school trips as well.
Communication about Valhalla.
Yeah, Valhalla being closed all day, not even saying if it is closed all day or not, reopening. There's been a lot of rides closed today, Grand National, obviously Aviktas going down multiple times. We've also seen the likes of Infusion, the big one opening late. There really did come to a point where it felt like there was not a lot open, which is really disappointing. There's a park here with great potential, but bear in mind when a lot of your rides are, you know, a little bit dated as well, it's not really ideal.
Let us know in the comments if Valhalla has been closed during the week for all of the season, because it's Friday today, isn't it?
Yes.
So has it been the case for the whole season?
It feels like any time we go for a water ride at whatever these parks, we just can't go on it. We're tidal wave, Stormforce 10, it's just not ideal. I also just don't feel a lack of energy and just overall wanting to be here from a lot of the staff members. I know it's run a little bit differently than your average Merlin parks and whatnot, but it really does feel like a lack of communication, a lack of ultimately, it feels like it's a job to a lot of these people, which is a little bit of a shame. Can understand it because ultimately people are trying to meet ends meet, but it's just that customer service that I think really does lack here over time. Overall though, it's better the visit that we had, what we had last year. However, it just would have been, it could have been so much better. It would have been nicer to have that second ride on Aviktas, a ride on Valhalla, even maybe Launchpad or something else in the mix. But again, I'm still leaving pretty happy and glad that we did come. Opening times would have been a little bit nicer as well. I think it could have gone for a 6 or 7 o'clock finish.
5 is so short.
Yeah. Especially 11 o'clock ride opening. You know, I know all towers get slammed for it, but you know, put some you know, thoughts and perspectives onto it for here. If you're going to slag off parks like On Towers for that, you know, staggered ride opening, you know, really talk about it about Blackpool Pleasure Beach because it needs the same energy. But overall, it's been nice to come back here. If you did enjoy the video, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel. Hopefully we'll get some more content out and have some more discussions about the likes of Aviktas. But until then, we'll see you for the next video.
And I've stepped in gum.
She stepped in gum. Oh no.